Hello, welcome back. This is Dungeons and Dragons with the comic book community. We are back again. Sans Tony.
No, Tony.
But who needs a tank, right? When you're got
Roman
cross guy.
Barbarian. It's like 20 foot tall and can take out, take lots of damage.
You'll be fine, maybe. We were just going over a little bit about what happened last time backstage. Basically, they did some more exploring of different buildings. They found the most of the 8 instruction to bring down the force field. Missing the last word. I don't believe you figured that out yet, right?
No, because none of us had mend.
Right.
And we couldn't figure out another way. None of us had a spell that we could figure out that would actually help us, figure out what that last word was.
Okay. I thought so. You then entered the Hall of Weightless Wonders, where you attempted to meditate. Doc and Dild successfully were able to meditate in this chamber and gain access to the project image spell for an hour, which allows them to cast an illusionary copy of themselves anywhere in the world they have visited previously and walk around and interact with the world to a degree. Unless there's any other questions, we can just dive right in. I'll bring up the map to remind everyone where we are.
Just remind us what's in this building other than we float. Just give me
Sure. Yeah, I'll read the description again. We are in this building here. The interior of the dome is illuminated by swirling miasma of colors. Frozen human figures float in the air, cross-legged and serene. The walls and the colors in the room kind of change and ebb and flow, and the figures are clearly not a threat, if even alive, but they are peacefully floating around, as are you now. And what would you like to do? Would you like to try to do anything with this ability that you just gained, or do you want to just exit and continue on your merry way?
There was nothing, because we just went straight in and we floated up to the ceiling. We didn't see, there was nothing else in this building really to explore, though.
Correct. So there were.
Okay.
There are 4 supporting columns on the base floor that have doors in them that basically had shafts that ascend to the dome. If you entered them, you levitated up towards the top of the dome.
Okay.
So there wasn't really much on the first floor. It was just access to this top area.
So we're just floating around in this top space.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you guys were the ones that managed to meditate and can project. Do you guys want to project yourselves anywhere?
I mean, I'm
Project
perfectly
yourself before you wreck yourself.
My issue is I don't know what to do. I don't know what the next step is. So I don't know that I pick a right place to go. Where do we need to go? What do we need to figure out next? So for me, I'm still kind of lost here.
I mean, you can only
go ahead.
I was just trying to think of how we could get to the one place that we could ask the question, to find out where anyone was at, find out where the Rime Maiden is at, then project ourselves there.
You could do that.
But I don't know if
I don't feel ready for that.
Well, the problem
there's a difference between projecting and actually going there ourselves.
Yeah.
But I do see what you're saying too.
I mean, we could always we know what this does now. So we can investigate the last tower, and then if we feel like we need to project ourselves somewhere see what answers we get there, and then feel like if we need to project ourselves somewhere, we could come back to this place and do this. You just have to, which I failed to do. We would just have to be successful in our meditation. Somebody had to be successful in our meditation again. So,
I assume I would be for the, normally, because I've got like a +8.
yeah. So, yeah, we're running out of places, and I'm still not sure what our next step is. So,
I mean,
I
we got to
guess
piece. We got to piece together the 8 steps in some way.
We have the 8 steps, but we don't. Like the first one is that we need the. We don't know how to make the wand.
Wand, yeah.
We don't know.
So
yeah.
In D&D terms, think about what a wand is.
It's a
Magical stick.
Spellcasting focus, I guess. So
Right. So how would you utilize something in that regard?
just try to cast a spell with it, I guess. I don't know. I mean,
a spellcasting focus can be anything that you use in order to focus your spellcasting ability.
So maybe we do know how to do that, I guess. But all right, well, are we ready to go to our last building at least and then see what we learn and go from there?
I mean, sure.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Are you going to try to sneak over there? Make sure that you're not seeing.
Yeah, we got to watch for the patrols for sure.
Yeah, we got to watch for the patrols again.
Or are you just gallivanting out and?
No, we're going to try to be cautious. So as we get back down, I guess, to the ground floor, and we kind of look out this place. I guess I could do perception check to see if I see any more patrols. I mean, we've kind of seen the pattern, right, before.
Yeah, so basically there's one patrol kind of tight to the spire in the middle, going, let's say, counterclockwise. There's one.
Yeah, and then there was one that was going like back and forth down that's kind of between us and where we're going, right?
Right, and then there's one that is further out going in the opposite direction of the one close to the spire.
Rolled a 22 on perception.
Okay.
Okay, that beats mine.
From what you can see, the path is clear at the moment, but if you would still want to try to move carefully, because obviously they are.
Yeah. They're looking.
They are moving, so they are patrolling, so they could come into view, but at the moment they are not around.
Okay, well, I guess let's head toward the tower, quick and quiet and stealthy as we can go.
All right, everyone roll a stealth check for me, please.
Where's my stealth? No, that's not terrible.
10.
16.
I got a 7.
Oh, shit.
Not great.
That's not good.
I'm not known for being stealthy.
Well, you're tiny. You should be hard to spot.
My 10 was with disadvantage.
Yeah, he's got armor because he's a dead cleric. But
So as you're walking towards this last tower, you do spot a patrol in your vicinity, and Dild is not being very stealthy. But Gray, make a dexterity check for me, please.
dexterity. Where's my dex? Just a straight dex? No athletics or acrobatics? Or acrobatics, I guess would be. No, it's the same. It doesn't matter. They're both plus 3. Ooh, 11.
Okay. You are able to kind of grab him by the scruff and pull him aside and hide him before the patrol kind of turns your direction. So you are able to avoid them and reach this tower.
Turn to Dild and be like,
I said I'm sorry.
Okay, so this enormous boot-shaped structure is capped with 3 pipes that resemble the arteries of a titanic heart. Tall doors open into the structure's dark interior.
Okay, so doors are open. First door we'd come to here, whatever on this side, I would look in and see what I see.
So before, can you read? You can't read Draconic, right?
I cannot, but I believe
Joe
Joe can. Yeah.
Okay.
We have someone who can.
Are you approaching the door with him?
Of course.
Okay. As you approach the door, you notice that there are some posters stuck or plastered to the outside walls of this structure. And the one closest to the door reads, "Experience the Netherese Esoteric Orchestra's masterwork, The Dark Between the Stars." And everyone roll a history check for me, please.
History is not a strength. Oof.
19.
4.
This is where I shine. I got 21.
What'd you get, Doc?
19.
Okay, Doc, you and Dild have heard this piece of music before. You are very familiar with it. It is a famous piece of. It is not a Netherese piece of music. It is a well-known piece of famous music in this world. So, yeah. So while they're reading that, Gray, you peek your head inside, and you see a grand music hall that is aglitter with ice, and the floor underfoot is strewn with the crystal shards of fallen chandeliers. The frozen corpses of the audience lie strewn among the tiered seats, their expression frozen in rapturous adulation. On the stage, cadaverous musicians slump over their shattered instruments. And you also see a conductor's stand, a lectern, if you will.
Okay. Is there is this one just big giant open space all the way to the top? Is there
it's a performance venue. So think of like any of your local. It's not like a an auditorium of sorts. So it's got tiered seating with a stage in the front.
Okay. So before I step in, I want to do a perception check here, just of is there any obviously I see a lot of corpses and stuff but do I see any kind of movement or that there might be some sort of creature down in there? Just looking for movement or anything that might be out of place. 16.
No, it is
Dead quiet.
Very quiet. In fact, because it is a space designed for music and the what's the word I'm looking for? Acoustics. Thank you. I was right there. When you poke your head inside, you can actually almost hear your breathing echoing off the walls because it's so quiet.
Okay. So that means we have to be very quiet in here, but it also means that we should be able to hear anything that's happening, probably.
Correct.
Okay. Because sound is going to carry. All right. So I'm going to. With that 16, do I notice anything that draws my attention other than maybe the stage and the lectern where the the conductor was, or is there anything that looks interesting, I guess, that I feel like I need to check out? You can say no. I just was curious.
I'm just trying to discern if there's anything you would notice at this point. Not really.
Okay. I'm gonna ease my way inside, trying to be quiet. And do I see stairs that go up to like about the other levels? Do I see
Yeah.
doors that might go backstage? Do I see like any kind of like passageways that might go to different levels?
So there are staircases up that kind of go up the sides of the building, up towards the higher levels, and there are stairs on either side of the stage that gain access from the floor up to the stage.
Okay.
Obviously, there is a backstage behind the stage, but there's no access from this ground floor, it appears.
Okay. So I'm gonna move toward move into the hall and move toward the conductor stand first
Okay.
and check it out.
All right. When you get closer, you see that there is still a conductor's baton on the lectern. And you being closer to this dead orchestra, you realize that they are all very much dead, although somewhat preserved due to the fact that it's so cold here. They're kind of mummified.
Okay.
But it appears that, as you know, this place kind of crashed from high above the world, that
Right.
they were clearly in the middle of some sort of performance when this place crashed.
You say there's still like a conductor's wand on it, but there's no like conductor body. So is just wondering, is that like magical? Is the wand like the conductor's thing magical? Was it on its own, or was there just no body there at the moment? No way to tell.
No, there is definitely there is someone that appears to be a conductor.
Okay.
Or previously was a conductor, but the wand, the conductor baton, is still
laying there. Okay.
not.
Just the way you said it, I was like, is it just there by itself? Is it was it maybe doing it on its own? Like it was magically inclined to lead the orchestra. Okay. I'm gonna investigate just that whole where the conductor's thing. 12.
What are you investigating for? What are you looking for?
Maybe the piece of music he was using, or checking out the wand to see if it's like appears to be anything other than just a straight conductor.
Dill, did you communicate what you read on the poster before you went inside?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I would have told them. Yeah, for sure. That's how Doc would have known about it too. Because
that that this was the last performance was this piece of music.
Was the piece of music that they advertised? Okay.
Yeah, the Dark Dreams.
All right. Well, with that, then, if I don't see anything else of interest, I'm gonna like try to go up the stage and see if I can get backstage.
Okay. I mean, you're already on the stage when you're at the.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know if he was like down below or how that worked, but okay,
No.
yeah. So I'm gonna try to go back.
This isn't like there's no orchestra pit because the performance is the orchestra, so it's like kind of a philharmonic situation rather than a.
Gotcha. That makes sense. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get backstage. See if I find anything.
Yeah, I mean, there are access ways on either side of the stage to a backstage area, and you slowly wander back that way, and it's actually kind of unimpressive compared to the rest of this grand hall, which is clearly, was at one point, with the crystal chandeliers that you see on the ground and everything, a very high-end place. This backstage area is pretty bare bones. It doesn't really have any like fanciful dressing rooms or anything. It's just kind of an open space where the musicians can gather and prepare. It's not like a fancy green room situation where stars are.
Right.
It's just.
So do I see anything of? I mean, do you want me to do another check here? Do I see anything of interest back here that? I
mean, yeah. There's like ropes that control the the curtains and different spotlights that had places to put flames in that you could point towards the stage, but nothing much of interest in this backstage area. Other than
that. Well, with that, then if I feel like there's something super interesting back there, come back out, and I guess, do we want to check the balconies, or do we think this is it here?
It doesn't seem like there's a lot here.
So, yeah. All right. Well, just to be thorough, and since we're here, I'm going to go to one of the sides and move up to the balconies and see what I can go up the stairways, see if I see anything that even appears slightly interesting.
Okay. So you begin to notice as you look at the aisles of these frozen corpses that you don't see like a lot of kind of expressions of fear. Like I said earlier, they seem to have adulation, that they are kind of transfixed in their last moments by what they were experiencing, even though they clearly must have known that they were plummeting.
Right.
Because they're kind of like holding on to each other in some places and stuff and gripping their seats, but their expressions are that of almost like thanks that they are able to experience this music as they are perishing, because
must be one heck of a song. Gray doesn't know the song, but it must be pretty damn good. Okay, so their expressions don't necessarily make sense with what we know had to have been their last moments.
Right.
Okay.
So clearly this was kind of like a string quartet on the Titanic. Like, we're going down, but we might as well keep playing because we can't do anything that's going to make a difference.
Right. Okay. Oh, what's under there? So yeah. So then I
make a I guess perception check for me real quick.
Sure. I am not rolling great. 17.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the 17, you can kind of infer that they must have been mid-performance when they crashed, because otherwise people would have been trying to flee or applauding.
Yeah, they wouldn't have just been sitting in their seats.
Right.
Okay.
So they were definitely in the middle of hearing this piece of music when they crashed.
Okay. I'm guessing, based on me saying I was going to maybe head up to the balconies and you talking about the things, there's nothing up there for me to go see.
No.
Okay. Well, then I guess at this point, is there anything else?
We might cast detect magic and see.
Okay.
I forget its range. See if there's
anything in here.
Guild wants to do that. I don't have.
Yeah, we can have Dill do the little ritual
Detect-
so that it doesn't
detect
cost
magic.
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that before we leave here, just to make sure.
So you don't detect any magic, but you do get a sense of like a spiritual energy from the stage.
Who are you gonna call?
It's not really necessarily malicious in any way, but there is some lingering energy coming from the stage.
Okay, but I went up there and it didn't bother me. So
No, it's not, like he said, it's not really malicious. It's just
and it didn't try to I didn't feel anything, or didn't seem to try to reach out. So they're probably just there. Okay. Well, what do you guys think?
I don't know.
I feel like I'm just at a loss. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. So I guess we're gonna. So was there any
Expecting
other? Go
the
ahead.
the not wand, but the orchestra
Baton.
thing, the baton to be something, but
Well, I thought there might be something here, but it doesn't feel like there's necessarily anything of super interest here. So,
Are you sure?
I mean, I don't know. My checks have not been fantastic, but that last one was decent. But yeah, for the most part, they've just been kind of average. So, I mean, there could be something we're missing, but at this point, I feel like we've been pretty much everywhere. I'm trying. Is there anything else that we really need before we try to go to this barrier? We got the 6th one fixed last time. We don't know what the end of the 8th one is. Was there something we were supposed to use, like go back to the anvil for? Was there something that we found that we
the crown. We think we can release her with the anvil. All the memories that's stored in the crown.
Oh yeah, if we break it with the anvil. Okay, I was trying to remember what that was because I remember something about going back to the anvil, but otherwise, I don't know. I think we're basically here to go forth and try to figure out how to get by this barrier. Because I'm trying to think. I know he said there was a couple buildings that we've maybe not completely explored, but I don't really remember which ones those are. This point.
Yeah, I mean, what I meant by that is you haven't used the oracle, you didn't use that blood machine. I'm not.
Okay, yeah.
Any of those are going to help you
for anything. We didn't use the oracle for anything, and we didn't use the blood machine for anything. So we don't know what any of those. Well, we know what the oracle thing does, but we don't know what the right question to ask it. Other than I guess we could ask it where the Frostmaiden is, but I don't know that we need. I'm not sure what that helps us do, other than maybe avoid her.
If Tickles are here, what would he do in this situation, in this orchestra hall?
He'd go up and pick up the wand and wave it around.
Yeah. Pretty much. Go try to play instruments.
I'll go up and pick up the wand or the
baton.
Baton.
And
the whole world explodes. Game over.
When you pick it up, the hall echoes with the sounds of instruments being tuned, and a spectral orchestra materializes out of the corpses on stage. The ghostly musicians hold their instruments and stare expectantly at you, their new conductor. And if you would like to attempt to conduct the orchestra, I would like you to make a performance check, but since you do know the song, you would get advantage.
All right.
Wait, are we going to alert all those patrols that were in here?
Quite possibly.
What the hell? All right. But maybe running and very quickly.
I think I got advantage. That first roll of a 4 wouldn't do very well.
No.
16.
Okay. With a 16, you begin conducting, and the orchestra launches into a hauntingly beautiful performance of the piece. And if you'd like to continue, please make another performance check with advantage.
Because my -2 is so great on this.
what was it? It was performance. Oh, I should have done well, but I wouldn't have advantage. But I do have a +5.
12 with my advantage.
Well, with your advantage, you sense that the spirits on stage are frustrated and angry that you are not conducting them properly, and
Great, they're gonna get mad at that.
everyone in the music hall takes 27 points of psychic damage.
Oh no!
Whoa, how many?
27. Oh,
Yo.
shit. Okay, you can stop now. Holy shit! Well, that was a nice trap we walked into.
Oof.
Ouch.
Would you like to continue trying to conduct, or are you going to put the baton down?
I'll put the baton down.
Okay. Put the baton back on the lectern, and the ghostly musicians disappear.
Wow.
That might be good for somebody that had a better roll than me, but
Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't have advantage, but I have the +5. But yeah, it's
I've
just
got
like,
a -2, so that's
no.
Yeah,
Oh,
plus
yeah,
five plus
minus two
advantage
is
would be
not-
pretty darn good.
Yeah, pretty darn. I'd hate to
Yeah,
see if we rolled like a 1. We might all be dead, literally. Sure, we got some sort of bonus, like inspiration or something, if you rolled really well. But yeah, ouch. Okay.
Where
Well,
would you like to go from here?
somewhere and get a long rest.
I mean, this venue is pretty chill, no pun intended.
Yeah.
You would like to try to take a long rest here.
Sleep
maybe
among
go
the
up to one of
corpses.
the
Obviously, there are people looking for you, so there's always a chance that something bad could happen, no matter where you are.
Yeah.
But with the baton down on the lectern, certainly, this place feels pretty non-threatening.
Yeah. What is everybody else? I mean, that was actually the first damage I'd taken since I was at full before that.
I was at full, yes.
So, but
But 27 is no chump change.
no, no, it's what 27? Yeah, almost a third of my hit points. Yeah, so, or right at a third of my hit points. So, actually, yeah, almost exactly a third of my hit points. So,
I mean, this is
Yeah,
probably
well-
about one of the better places to take one.
yeah, I mean, it's been one of the more
Defendable.
sure because it looks like there's more than one exit if we need to take it. There's yeah, so.
So you're going to try to take a long rest here?
You
Yeah,
think
let's maybe backstage.
go backstage?
Okay.
Let it roll.
All right. You successfully get a long rest in.
Oh, nice. Did not expect that, but yeah, we'll take it.
I'll let you know that I was rolling to see if they were suspicious at all in their searching. I decided that if I rolled above a 15 for any of them, that they would find you, and I rolled a 15, a 14, and an 11.
Ooh, well, we'll take it. We'll take it.
So
All right. So,
just squeak by.
well, with 3 of us, we can't really do the blood thing. We would have to like immediately take another long rest. It takes like 80 hit points.
We can bleed. What's her name, Valin, right?
I don't think she has 80 hit points. But...
I'm saying everybody chips in 20.
Also, remember though that you think Valin might be a vampire, so she might not have blood.
Yeah, that's true.
Wah wah.
Wah, wah. All right. We don't know the question to ask the Oracle, so let's, I guess, see if we can get our way to this barrier and see if we can figure out our way through it in a place that's maybe somewhat hidden.
I will tell you that, obviously, since you've been in all the buildings now, that the eighth, and Professor Scant would probably know this as well, but the eighth step is the final step. So the only thing you're missing is the last word.
Is the final word? Okay. So we just need to...
Valin doesn't have mending, does she?
She did not.
Doesn't have mending?
Or mend?
Isn't that what we said we needed was a mending spell?
I think I looked it up last time and she didn't, but let me double check.
Okay.
Yeah, none of it.
She has...
I guess we could try to do like a series of...
She does not have any mending.
So let me... if we read them all as together, now that we have all 8, like before we leave this place, let's. I'm gonna read them all. Hopefully, I got them all right. Let me find. I gotta find the first 2. Which day were those from? There's the second one. Was the second one on the first? When we got the first one too.
You don't have them handy, since you do know them all. I can read them to you at this point.
Yeah, and I just was okay. No, I didn't have them all on the same page, so I had to find the page where the first one was at. First, shield thy heart with a wand of the nether oak. Second, summon a flame in the palm of your hand. Third, a burnt palm loosens the tongue. Share a secret about yourself for all to hear. Where was 4 at? Did I get 4? Was out of order, wasn't it? We had 4 before we had 3, I think. But not seeing 4. Where's 4?
8 of them. There's 8 schools of magic. So much of this stuff has been about schools of magic.
Yeah, so it's got to do with the schools of magic, I would think. Because I think you're right. Where's the 4th one? I know I wrote it down.
I got it here. It says, coax a secret from another.
Okay. 5th, quench thy flame in the palm with ice. 6th, hide thyself behind a mask. Trace a circle with ashes of the dead. 8th, stand firm in thy circle and consume something. So you got shield thy heart. Does anybody have like the shield spell? Summon a flame in the palm of your hand. So shield, flame.
I have the shield spell.
I've got Shield of Faith, but
but I don't know that that's what it's asking.
Burnt palm loosens the tongue. So when you have the flame in your hand, you share a secret. And then 4th was what? I know I wrote down the 4th one. I thought
It said coax a secret from another.
Coax a secret from another.
Maybe, and
obviously
Alex might correct us if we're totally blowing it on these things.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Quench thy flame in thy palm with ice. So something that casts ice, like trace a circle. Hide thyself behind a mask. Trace a circle with ashes of the dead. Stand firm in thy circle and consume blank.
Do we know like where to do these things and what it'll cause? Like, do we understand what this even is? Like, what are we doing
We
here?
know there's a barrier that we have to get through.
Right. That surrounds the like inner ring there.
The inner,
right?
that big tower. Because
Yeah.
we ran into it, I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
So are we assuming that this spell or this set of steps breaks the barrier?
Because we learned somewhere along the line in my notes, it's basically like we had learned that the mages had a way for getting through the barrier, right? There was something along those lines that was told to us, or we read somewhere. Was that in the journal? No, that's something else. Convince another one. Not sure. That makes. Exclamation. That's a show. If you know the name of a person or object, it will show you where it is. That's the orb thing. So, person or an object, but we don't know the name, what we're looking for. We don't actually know what it is we're trying to get to either. Okay, yeah. When we meditated in times of trouble, wizards raised a force field. They could pass through. So it's going to take a wizard to do the steps. So that's going to have to be you, Dill. So
Sure.
So we know So based on this, is that they raised this force field when the city was falling around the center tower, and we believe these 8 steps are what it's going to take to get through that force field. Because I think is what we put together. That was my understanding of what we had to do. I could be completely wrong. I may be wrong about that. Maybe there's another way to pass through the thing, and then the 8 steps are for something that comes later. But I thought that's what this was. I don't know if we learned that specifically or if I connected those dots incorrectly.
No, I mean, I'll tell you for free that these are the steps to get to the force field.
Okay.
You would have known that at this point.
Okay, that's what I thought so, but I didn't necessarily write exactly that down. So like that was my conjecture, but the way I wrote it wasn't like that. It was like that we knew that for sure.
So just to remind you as well that this here was also surrounded by the force field and had a door in it.
Okay.
Yes. I think that's where we first encountered the barrier, right?
Yeah. We encountered over here behind this dome building, and then at some point also, but I think we first ran into it there.
Okay.
I thought.
Share a secret. Coaxes. Ice. Okay. Interesting.
Okay. So do we want to try that outer tower he just mentioned, because maybe there's less patrols around it that we might be able to like get to it and not be as easily seen while we're trying to figure this out?
I suppose. Let's see.
I mean, this one, I think we have all the information we're going to get.
I know, and so I'm trying to work through it.
Can we do like? So we got the 8 things. We're missing one word. Through like can I do like an Arcana check to see if like what would make sense there. If my not like maybe Tilt would be the better choice for that. Do it Arcana check to see
You
if
just want me to logic it, like
yeah, like logically, what
could
would be
go?
the step based on your knowledge of magic? Like, what is it that last step would be? I mean, I would assume the difficulty would be super high, but like, but something that just makes sense based on the other directions. Because I don't know that we don't have a way to none of us have a spell that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this: if you want to make an Arcana check and you roll very well, I will give you some information about it, but I won't. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Yeah, no, I mean just something that would make sense. Like,
I feel like we got to go back to the place where we got that 8th clue and kind of see if we can figure it out. But I'm fine doing an Arcana check at any moment. Like, yeah, you don't have to twist my arm to do Arcana.
well, I mean, we could go back to the 8th clue, I guess, but I don't know that we stood there in the last session and we're like, what do we do?
I got an 18.
Okay, with an 18, I'll tell you this. How should I?
It said, "Stand firm in thy circle and consume." Is that what it said? I thought it said something else.
Consume blank.
Consume blank.
Blank. Okay.
So you draw a circle.
Well, it says stand firm in thy circle of death and consume blank.
Circle of death.
Because
stand firm in the circle of death. I don't know if I wrote that word down yet. If I wrote down.
Because the step before that is make a circle. With
the circle with the
Okay, I did not write down the of death for some reason. Okay. In thy circle of death and consume. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, do you have spells that can do all the things that we need to do?
I was thinking that over. I can definitely. I have a shield spell. I have burning hands to do flame in the palm of my hands, I suppose.
Okay.
I don't know about the coaxing the secret, and then I guess a suggestion is a spell that might work for that. Let's see. Do I have that? No. Let's see. What do I have? Yeah, I do have suggestion. I could like suggest to somebody that they tell me a secret. Quench the flames with ice. I mean, we could just get ice because clearly there's ice all around us. I don't have an ice spell.
I've got create or destroy water, but it's not ice.
Yeah.
Well, it's cold enough. It wouldn't take it long to be ice.
I don't understand the mask. Hide thyself behind a mask.
I'm wondering if that is like I think that would be some sort of illusionary magic, like I'm trying to think of one of the spells that you can change your appearance.
Right. I don't know that I have anything like that. I do. I don't know how to do that, Alec. My character has an ability that you guys haven't heard about yet that might come into play there, but he has not talked to anybody about it.
I wonder if that has anything to do with anything as our
secret abilities. Yeah. Coax a secret, burns, quench the flame, hide thyself behind a mask.
Oh, our background secrets? Guys, I haven't thought about that forever.
Nope. Magic lasso. Hello. But the ice thing, quench the flame with ice. I'm not sure. And then consume obviously is one that I don't have any spells with the word consume.
I don't think my secret has anything to do with. I don't know how my secret has anything to do with what we're doing. So.
I have several spell books that we've uncovered along the way, and I was just perusing them, and they don't necessarily have any of the stuff that we're looking for. Nothing that would fall into the categories, I think, of what we've been doing. And certainly I have those other ones that I mentioned.
Okay.
So Gordon, actually, Alec earlier mentioned something that I didn't know, which is that really it's just a vessel for your magical abilities. And so the stick that
itself
we've got, it's just a tool you're holding to channel your magic, which I had never
Spellcasting focus.
heard before. I assumed it was a magical item that needed to be crafted in some manner. So I had not heard that before.
Yeah. So basically, by you using it as your spellcasting focus, like using it as you're casting the spell to focus your spells, you make it a wand. Alec is like, you guys are morons. You're missing the obvious. He's just sitting like, oh, jeez.
I'm just letting you talk it out with each other. I'm not trying to interrupt or guide you or lead you in a certain direction at this point.
Heat metal. I don't think that actually come into play because it'd be wood. So,
is he talking to us?
Me?
I'm just sort of muttering.
Oh, okay. No,
I can sort of hear you, but not really. So
sorry, I was just sort of muttering. I said I had heat metal, but that really wouldn't do anything for a wand. So,
I think, like I said, you have shield, you have burning hands, you had suggestion, you had. I mean, there should be spells from all the different like classes of magic, right?
Alter self. That's what I was trying to think of.
But
what?
Alter self.
Yeah, but we don't have all these.
I'll tell you this for free, and this is something Professor Scant probably would be able to tell you. So I'll give you this much: is that how you do these things is less important than what you're doing.
Okay. So it doesn't have to be a specific spell. It just has to be something that has the effect that's being described.
And it doesn't even have to be a spell.
I mean, I guess not necessarily.
I would assume you would want a spell from each one of the schools.
Not necessarily, I guess. Yeah. Which means, wait, how much can I do with like?
Because I mean, tracing a circle is not really a spell. You're just like pouring out the ashes,
Must use
right?
Mage Hand.
A burnt palm loosens a tongue. Share a secret. It sounds like you summon the flame, and it's burning your hand, and then you just have to tell somebody a secret. I don't know.
Yeah. And then you have to get, and then basically, I don't know that you need suggestion. You could just say something, and one of us would then have to tell another secret.
Yeah, that seems like that's interesting. Is it like the caster shares a secret and then coaxes a secret from another member of the party?
Yeah, so you would just need to ask one of us for a secret at that point. How you get it from us?
Use this. I can use the spell suggestion, right?
But you don't have to. My point is, you might not even have to. You might just be able to how we do it is not as important as what we do. It's basically.
But is it as in? I mean, Dr. Scant. Is it as important as? Is it? He says important. I'm doing British now. I'm sorry, I wasn't ready for accents tonight.
Don't do one. Just talk.
Yeah. What about where we do the spell? Does that matter? Like, where in this epic land do we need to be in a specific place?
I think we need to be in front of that door to that.
Probably.
That we found. Shielded.
The shielded door we found.
The one that's on that ramp that goes up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
What do you think about that, Doctor? Or Mr. Floating?
Professor, please.
Professor. He's a professor.
That sounds like it makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think he reminded us of that door. I think for a reason. That's the reason I'm saying that. So
I'm trying to help move the
yeah,
story
he's
forward.
trying to be like help without being like just telling us the answer. So yeah, I think we just need to be able to cast. You use the wand to cast shield, so to protect thy heart. And then from there, it's really just about getting fire in the palm of your hands.
The ice is the
Telling a
one I
secret.
don't. And we've collected ashes, right?
I collected ashes, yes.
So it's a matter of like, what are we consuming, and where do we get the ice? Because none of my
there's
spells
ice everywhere. I think we just grabbed some ice.
just quickly running around the bag of.
Yeah, I think so.
Throw it in the bag of holding. Everything's gonna get soggy and cold.
It's not gonna melt. It's not warm here. Like it's freaking freezing.
And yeah, so there's that, and then we don't know what we need to consume, right?
We don't. Really, it's that we just don't know what we need to consume. Didn't Valen have like a frost spell, or not?
She's got chill touch.
Chill touch, but that's not a. I was thinking for some reason at some point she was
chill
like,
touch does necrotic damage.
no.
Yeah.
For some reason I was thinking she had a. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just confused. I was thinking for some reason she did like a frost. But what is that? Ray of Frost or something at some point. But maybe I'm wrong.
No.
Okay. Like it would have been a while ago, but for some reason I was thinking somebody did that at some point.
The ray of sickness and ray of enfeeblement,
Okay.
but no
Ray
ray
of
of frost.
Okay. So yeah, I think we just got to.
Pickle can do the cold of cone, I think, right? Cone of
Oh,
cold.
Tony can do the cold of cone. Or cone of cold. Sorry.
Yeah, I said the same thing.
Then how do we figure out what we need to consume? Right? We talked about mending spells to fix it. I don't know if we need to go back to that place and do more investigations and searches to see if there's information we can gather from that place to complete the answer.
I mean, I investigated and I rolled pretty good, but and couldn't find anything. I mean, we can go back until we figure this out, I guess. That was the orange tower, right? Or was it the tower with the tower? Yeah.
The mist.
No, the mist is where 6 was because it was wrong and we had to go back and fix it.
Oh, okay. So then it is the.
Yeah.
So I think it's that orange tower.
It's on the orange top, yeah.
Yeah. So that one's close.
I feel like while we're here, we should probably try to
at least try that before we head over to the other spot.
See if we can figure it out. The puzzle. Maybe it's there that you need to be there for some reason.
I don't think we need to be there. I think we need to be in front of the door. He just told us that.
No, I meant to solve that riddle, to finish that 8th clue. Maybe there's something there we missed.
Well, it's worth checking. Because
Unless you guys have a better idea.
I don't have a better idea. I was just trying to think if there was something there. You're in a circle.
What was the thing where you could ask a question? What was that again?
The oracle that we found was if you know something's name, a person or a thing or an object, then it can tell you where it's at. That's basically what the recommendation. So it was not like,
what if we asked it?
Salvar's God of Divination orb.
What if we asked it?
And we shall show if you know the name of a person or object, it will show you where it is.
Maybe it can show us where the correctly written clue is, the completed clue. If we know it's the 8th clue, although I guess we don't know that it does. It was numbered, right? That was
where we were already. Which tower?
Yeah. Just thinking out loud.
Does anyone have divination?
Yes.
Okay. Oh,
there you go.
I was actually looking at that.
I swear.
I'm trying my best to help.
Yeah. I mean, we talked through like how to find that last word the last time, and we didn't come up with any like.
I thought about that, but I just couldn't figure out how to word the question.
Yeah, and you got to.
I mean, I guess I could just,
I don't know that spell.
Okay, your magic in an offering you put in contact with the god or god's servants. You ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. The GM offers a truthful reply. The reply might be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen. The spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as the casting of additional spells or the loss or gain of a companion. If you cast the spell 2 or more times before finishing your next long rest, there is a cumulative 25% chance that each casting time after the first one, you'll get a random reading. The GM makes this roll in secret.
Okay, so when you just ask what is the word we're missing from the 8th clue? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could ask that, and
or what is the correct full 8th clue? Like, and just have them give you the whole thing. But I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I'll go ahead and cast that and ask that.
All right, you don't have to roll for that, right? I just have to answer it
It
truthfully.
just does it.
All right, I wasn't prepared to come up with a rhyme or a riddle, so I'll just tell you the last word is poison.
And consume poison.
Is it the poison or just poison?
Just poison.
Poison will be easy. I've got this. Remember, I picked up the magical pitcher that I can pour whatever liquid out of.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't remember this.
Good thing someone's keeping track of what they get.
Not this Jamoke.
And one of the things in it is poison.
Gotcha. There you go. I keep track of everything I got.
I'm sure you do. That was directed towards John.
Directed toward
Accurate.
John.
Alchemy jug.
Oh, yes, the alchemy. Okay. Trying to think. What else is in this bag of holding?
This be so simple. I have a chime of opening. It's just got one use left on it, right?
Yeah.
Hollow metal tube measures about 1 foot long and weighs 1 pound. You can strike it as an action, pointing it in an object within 120 feet of you that can be opened, such as a door, lid, or lock. Chime issues a clear tone, and one lock or latch on the object opens unless the sound can't reach the object. If no locks or latches remain, the object itself opens.
Yeah, but I don't think that actually works on a barrier.
Probably not. But so
all right. Well, we got the word now. I guess we could just go over and try it.
So we need ice, and we need. That's it. It's the only thing we need is ice, right? And technically,
we got ice in it here where we
there's ice everywhere, but also technically Tickles is with us, so he could cast Cone of Cold because he does. So, and put out your burning hands.
Sure, you would take some damage from it, but
yeah. I mean, I could do like prestidigitation and put a flame in your hand, so you wouldn't necessarily do burning hands. Or like, and I have, well, technically it's you light a torch or whatever, but like I light a torch and put it on your hand or whatever, but like light your hands on fire. Either way, burning hands probably works just as well. So,
I mean, burning hands and fireball are pretty much my. I didn't think we were ready to just have me drop a fireball on somebody.
On yourself? What's on you? You're got to do this. It has to be the wizard.
I suppose.
Well, I mean, the guide we had was basically that the wizards could get through. Like, so, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be the wizard, I guess, but it seems that way. Because you got to use the spellcasting focus too.
Yes, the wand, right? Or
Yeah,
the nether oak. All right, should we head over then?
Sure, let's go for it. Why not? we've stalled long enough. Alex is like, well, an hour of them doing nothing. They played the music.
Makes my job easy. If you're going to start journeying over that way, I'm going to need you to make a stealth check if you want to try to move in that way.
Apologies in advance.
All right.
Oh, that one's good.
17.
14.
15. Suck it.
I'm rolling with disadvantage.
I'm going to make you, because it's a much longer distance, I'm going to make you roll multiple times. So,
all right.
Roll again for me, please.
He's like, you will fight one of these patrols.
Going to fail at 1 point. Oh, that'd be the point.
16. I'm getting better.
18. I got better.
8.
Did not.
Glad it wasn't me this time.
There's a 20 and an 8.
You are good. One more for me, please.
One more. All right, here we go.
13. I'm getting tired.
Dirty 20.
19.
Oh.
Ooh.
Disadvantage.
Okay. Yeah. Surprisingly, you make it safely to the front of this long arm that leads up to the tower.
Okay.
So you're in front of the doorway with the force field in between.
All right. So we're gonna need to I have to. These are a lot of spells I need to prepare. So I'll need a long rest just to switch my spells around.
What else spells do you need to prepare?
I would need to have suggestion, right? That was one of the ones. One of the ones we needed.
No, I don't think you have to cast a spell on us for suggestion. You just have to coax an answer. So you could be like, "Hey, tell me a secret." I think.
And I need to prep shield. I have fire shield prep, but that's going to use up one of my 4th level spots.
I mean, you haven't done anything since you took a long rest. If you want to retcon that you prepared the spells that you need to prepare.
Yeah, like
Okay.
we could have talked about
Or
it.
that you believe you think you need to prepare.
All right,
Literally, that was the last thing we did.
Besides talk a bunch.
Yeah. Well, that's what we were doing while we were taking our long rest. The start of our long rest, at least, we were talking this through.
All right, let me. And all right, that one. Okay. So I've got suggestion and shield prepared at least.
Okay. You still have burning hands.
And burning hands was already prepped. That one I always have. That's usually always on.
All right.
Okay. So I feel a little bit like Willow.
So I'm going to hand you the little thing of ashes
and the nether oak.
And I'll give you the jug with the poison.
Okay.
Cusco's poison, the poison for Cusco.
Wait, so we need a mask.
Doc is like, drink it. No, we don't need a mask. I got that.
Oh, okay.
I got you, buddy.
Okay. This is
So-
the thing you haven't told us yet. Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I guess, are we like standing directly in front of it? Do we need, are you guys keeping watch? Like, I don't know how this
I'll keep watch while you're doing this. So yeah, if you want,
Okay.
Alec wants me to roll some kind of perception.
So I will cast shield on myself using the wand with my focus. Anything out of the ordinary happen?
No, in fact, Professor Scant says, "Oh, I don't think that's right."
All right, well, that's one spell. Control my spell slots.
Okay. Shield
by heart. I want shield by heart.
Don't overthink it.
I hold the wand against my chest.
Okay. when you do that, you see the force field ripple.
Ooh. Okay. Summon a flame in the palm of your hand. Using the wand as my focus, I'll try to cast Burning Hands.
So your hand lights a flame.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yep. You see another ripple in the force field.
Okay. A burnt palm looses a tongue, share a secret. Right. But my hand didn't burn, right? It didn't I didn't take damage. I'm asking you if I took damage doing that last step.
Burning hands doesn't damage you.
No, it does not.
Someone else. So no, you did not take damage.
A burnt palm.
But the shield rippled, so we did something right.
You're good. Don't overthink it. Keep moving.
Okay.
Don't overthink it.
All right, gang. I probably owe you the truth here that I do have a special sort of ability. I don't want to freak you all out, and then I make myself look like Tickles all of a sudden. I can the giant size Tickles.
Oh yeah, okay. You're not supposed to do that just yet, but sure.
No, so I have to share the secret. I had to show you.
You can tell us, but you don't have to do the spell yet.
I didn't know
you need the spell on step 7.
Oh right.
Yeah. When you share the secret, you see another ripple.
Okay. Fine. How do I coax the secret? I guess I'm going to cast suggestion. Oh, wait, well, let me double check suggestion. What it says.
Again, I don't think you have to cast the spell. I think you can just ask us.
Maybe you just say, "Is there anything you guys would like to share with us?"
You have a secret that you want to tell me?
Yeah, I was trying to do something fun with Tickles while he's not here, but
He's not here.
Sure. Doc, anything you'd like to share as well? Does you have any?
I might have died in the past, been resurrected. Druid.
Holy crap.
All right.
When he says this, you see another ripple.
Wait, now.
That was 4 or 5.
That's cold of cone, like cone of cold now.
Or no, yeah. So
I need the ice.
No, I think we're just gonna use the ice. I'm just gonna walk up and put ice on your hands to cool them off. That I gathered.
Well, he is tickle size right now, so.
No, I mean I could go back to being.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you pick up a bunch of ice and snow and try to douse his hand.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. You see another ripple.
All right. What was that? That was 6.
Yep. And then now we're
no. 6
is the hide behind the mask. So I will. I'll make myself look like Valin.
She says, "Well, now that's freaky."
Ooh, twins.
Yeah.
Do we see a ripple when he does this?
Boy, you're looking mighty fine. I do say so myself.
But did we see a ripple? Did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'll trace a circle. It says stand firm in the circle is the next step. So I'll trace. I'll just do a circle next to me with the ash.
Okay. See another ripple.
All right. I will step into it. Wait, do you need to create the poison in advance, Doc?
You just tell it whichever one you want to pour out.
I can tell it. Okay.
Since you're holding it, yeah.
Okay. I'll step into the circle. I don't have a cup, I guess.
Drink it straight on the thing.
All right, I'll ask it to create poison and then take a big old gulp.
All right. So my question is, in the description of this item, what does the poison do?
It's just basic poison.
Basic poison.
Yeah. Basic poison. You must make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw or take 1d4 damage.
Okay.
Well, that's not too bad.
You were hoping for something worse?
Well, it'd be cool if you died.
I mean, I could roll a nat 1.
Well, you still only take 1d4 damage.
I mean, you can play it up however you
Well, I
want.
mean, I guess you
No, it's fine.
would you have the poison condition then?
So I'm rolling a Constitution save.
Yes.
Well, I rolled a 2. So I got a 5 on my saving throw.
Okay, well, in that case, get ready to get beat down with 4 damage. Oh, I rolled max damage. Oh, shit.
I got wrecked.
Yeah, once you drink the poison and you get a queasy look on your face and grab your stomach, and the force field ripples again, and the shimmer is now gone.
In the door
Is
before
it-
we get spotted.
Is it gone? Can we tell if it's gone all the way everywhere around this tower, or is it just this one section? Or
It is, I mean, the tower is massively huge. You can't necessarily see the whole thing, but
sure.
in front of you, it is gone, and you have ability to enter the door.
All right, bitches, here we
Ooh,
go.
Here we go. We're in. We're going through the door.
All right. One second. Once you pass through the force field and the gate, you enter the strut, which is enclosed, which is hollow and encloses a steep passage. Once you step in it, it acts like an elevator and magically levitates you to the top of the spire.
Oh,
On the top of that thing. Near the apex of the strut, the ceiling of the tunnel gives way to a landing that offers a view of the citadel's uppermost reaches. Light from a high window illuminates a set of steps that ascend to a pair of mahogany doors in the tower's face. So you're currently in the top of the hallway, looking towards. I'm going to get rid of this now because you're inside the tower. See y'all's pretty faces. Hello.
Hello.
So yeah, you're looking at a hallway with mahogany doors at the end.
Okay. So there's nothing, no other, just one set of doors at the other end of the hall.
Correct.
Okay.
and no sounds, nothing to be concerned about.
I think there's lots of stuff to be concerned about.
Currently, nothing really that you notice.
All right. So start down the hallway then, I guess. Go to the door and do a perception check before I open it or anything.
Before you get to the door, you hear a voice in your head that says, "Oh, I'm terribly sorry, but I don't believe you belong here. Would you please exit the way you came?"
Just in my head? Or all of us hear it or just me?
Yeah, all of you hear
No, we belong. Keep moving forward.
it. 1 second. Something else. I really wish they would put all these monsters just in. No, maybe it's,
Like, instead of putting them all at the back, put them in the where you're at.
but I mean, I guess like that you run into them multiple times, so
Yeah.
It'd be nice if they did both.
Okay. All right. I need you all to wait a second. Yeah. Make a wisdom saving throw, please.
13.
18.
15.
Ooh.
Okay. You hear this voice again in your head, and it feels much more commanding this time, and it says, "Please leave." And you all get this sense that you're fighting against this phrase, and you are all able to resist its compelling you to leave.
That's good. I thought 13. I wasn't sure if Dill was going to make it. So.
And when you don't all leave, appearing in the window that overlooks this hallway, you see one of the Magan that you've run into before. They're kind of like blue people. You fought them, or you saw them in the place where you got your cloaks. You've seen them a few places around.
Okay.
Is outside the tower that we fought, right?
Yeah. This one is wearing a long, plain robe, and I need you to roll initiative, please.
Now I'm rolling better. Let's see. 16.
13.
20.
Berlin, 2.
Sorry, say those again, Dild.
I got a 16.
Gray
13.
and Doc
20.
20.
I rolled crappy because I have a +6 to initiative and I only got a 13. So, I guess I could have got like a 7 or something.
No joke. Volin rolled a 1.
I overestimated her with a 2. Dang it.
Gave
Well,
her
I
too
thought-
much credit.
He has +1 to deck, so it wasn't.
Oh, she did roll it. Oh, she had a +1 to the 1, so she got a 2. Yeah, there you go.
So Doc, you're gonna be up first.
How far away is it?
The ceiling in this hall is 30 feet, so it's probably 25 feet up on a ledge.
I'll hit it with Sacred Flame then, which is 60 feet for a deck save.
Dex save. 14.
Fails. So it takes 10 damage.
Oh wait, sorry. It has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects.
Okay.
Well, that didn't matter. Okay, 10 damage.
Yep.
All right. Build.
Let's see.
I always forget that I've got advantage against saving throws against spells.
I'm gonna do Scorching Ray, so I'm gonna hurl. I'm gonna do 4, so it's a ranged spell attack. I'll be doing it. Okay. And see here, yeah. So I'm doing. Let's see, how many? 1, 2, 4. First one's a 19 to hit.
Yep.
Second one, oh, that's a nat 20.
That definitely hits.
Last one is 23. So that one hits too.
Obviously, that also hits.
All right. I'll do the nat 21 first so we can. That's 18 damage on that one. Fire damage. And then the other two. 7 plus 5 is 12 from the other two. Total. So 12 plus, what was the other one? 19?
18.
18.
30.
Okay. So 30 total.
Gotcha. Great.
All right.
Does it look like it does damage, by the way? Sorry.
Oh yeah. No, he did not like that at all.
All right. Eldritch Blast number 1 is a 21 to hit.
Yep.
Eldritch Blast number 2 is a 17 to hit.
Yep.
All right. So, let's see. First one would be 11, and the second one would be 9. So 20 total force damage.
Well, that was a productive fight. You kill it. It turns into a harmful burst of fire and smoke.
Yeah. All right.
Damn. All right.
Okay. So you have a clear way to these double doors.
All right. I go to the double doors and listen to see if I hear anything. So my perception check is a 22.
Yeah, you hear some faint music.
Okay. Faint music. I relate that to the group, and then I open the door just a little bit and see if I can see anything.
Yeah, sure. Chamber music washes over you as you open the door to a large ballroom. In contrast to the desolate frozen ruins outside, a dozen people mill around in here dressed in flowing silk garments and holding colorful hand masks and feathered fans. Noble courtiers laugh and gossip as servants move among them, offering sugared treats on silver platters.
So there's people here. They did not notice me when I just kind of cracked the door and looked in, I guess, yet.
No, they're quite distracted by their revelry.
Okay. And we don't yet know what it is we're actually looking for in this place. Correct? Like Dr. Scant didn't know what it is we're looking for until we find it, basically?
Yeah.
Okay. Or Professor Scant, sorry. All right. So I kind of like let the group know quietly what I'm seeing. And then, like, how many people were there?
A dozen people.
A dozen people. And from just like peeking in the door, do I see like other ways out of this room? Do I see? And I may not be able to from just like peeking.
Yeah. Have you entered the room yet?
Not yet.
Um,
Just looking from the doorway. If I don't, that's fine. I can.
Yeah. You can definitely see a couple different ways on the other side of this large hall that look like could be possible ways to exit the room, but you can't see anything that's in the first half of the room, basically.
Okay.
The door's blocking you.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, do we just barge in and say hello?
Okay.
I was asking the group if that's what we do, but sure.
I mean,
Sure, we open the door. And the
let's dance.
They don't necessarily not notice you, but they don't really acknowledge you yet.
Okay. Now that I'm in the room, I look around and what do I see?
Okay. You see a number of different ways to exit this room. To your left, there is an open passageway. To your right, there is a door. Further up on the wall on the right, there's another door, and further up yet still, there's another door.
Okay,
So there's
left
three.
open. passes.
3 doors on the right. And then there's 2 open passageways on the left, one directly to your left and one much further up. And then all the way across the room, there is an open passageway. On the
Okay, so
exact opposite.
left is 2 open passages, right
So
is 3 doors, and then across is an open passage.
Yeah, so there's 6 ways to exit this room,
Okay.
not including the way you came in.
What is the closest one to us?
Either one to your right or left, they're equidistant. So the one on your left is an open passage, the one on your right is a door.
And like, how far is that? 20 feet, 30 feet?
Let's see.
How far is it versus how far is it to the people?
So the room is 50 feet across, so it's 25 feet in either direction to one of the exits that you're looking at.
Okay.
And the people are kind of milling about all over the place, so there's some fairly close to you.
Okay. And they notice us, but they're not like paying us any attention.
Well, you assume they must notice you because some of them are kind of facing in your direction. They just don't really acknowledge you at this point.
They don't really acknowledge us. Okay. What do you say? Left? Right? Do we want to talk to the people?
We can. How far down the hallway can we see? You said it was like an open corridor or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
the way on the left.
It appears that that hallway leads to a hallway that goes left to right, or up and down, depending on how you're looking at it. But so looking through this open passageway, all you can see is a wall on the other side.
Okay.
I mean, I say open the door, but that's me.
All right. So we go to the first door on the right.
First door on the right.
As we move toward it, I'm just watching to see if they react to us moving toward this door.
They do not.
Okay. Open first door on the right. Why not?
Okay. You open that door, and it leads to a narrow hallway that turns to the right. So it's about 5 feet, 10 feet in, and then goes to the right.
Okay. And how far it is to the next door that would be down? Like, as it turns and heads, it looks like it's heading in the direction where the next door is.
No, it turns the other direction.
So it turns back toward where we came from.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to step down to the turn and take a look.
Okay. So this is kind of hard to explain, but I'll do my best. So this hallway continue from the direction you're looking. If you walked in, you turn to the right, you're looking straight. To your left, there is another open passageway. And then further down to your right, there is another open passageway. So you can go to the left, right where you are, or to the right further down.
So we're
So to the right further down would lead you back towards the entrance that you initially came.
So we go, there's a passage to the left or a passage to the right, but the one to the right kind of seems like it would head back toward the direction we came from, but we didn't see another entrance there. So which one's first? Is it the one on the left first?
Yeah.
All right, I go to the one on the left and look down it.
All right. Looking straight down that, there is a door straight ahead, and then another turn to the left.
I feel like we're gonna get lost really quick.
All right, so we went.
Pretty simple. Basically, so there's 3 ways you can go. From where you're standing, you can go back towards straight back. You can go forward, or you can go to the left.
All right. So I'm going to go forward. So there's a door at the end of the hall, but there's an opening to the left. So we'll go up and look down the opening to the left first.
There is another door at the end of that hall. So now there's a door to your left and a door straight ahead.
All right. Let's do the door to the left first, I guess.
Door to the left first.
I made a little circle. It sounds like left.
Okay.
Three lefts make a right. So
Yeah.
Shifting green. Are you opening the door?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Shifting green, purple, and blue lights spill into this room through a single window. Bolted down tables hold an array of equipment, beakers of alchemical fluids, alembics, cut crystal needles, surgical tools, coiled leather tubes, and more. Behind the table stands an ornate suit of armor. Where the head should be is a swollen human brain floating inside a canister of translucent fluid.
Okay. Does the armor react when we open the door?
No.
So there's a table with a bunch of alchemical stuff on it and an armor with a brain.
Yep.
nice armor you have there.
She replies to you in what you recognize now as Loros, which is the Netherese tongue that Professor Scant can translate for you. So I will do this in Professor Scant's voice, but it is coming from the brain in the jar.
Okay.
She says, "Thanks so much."
So she can understand common, but she can't speak it.
She either can't or chooses not to.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. Can you tell us what all this stuff is? Or what you're working on, I guess?
Well, she says she's been stuck in here for quite a while and she doesn't really know what's going on.
Well, the city kind of collapsed.
She seems pretty surprised by this.
A very long time ago, yes.
Yeah.
Can you not move? Is the armor like stuck?
Oh, wait. My bad. She does know that the city crashed. I'm sorry. Says she doesn't know why the city crashed.
Okay.
No, she's just been in here like trying to do science stuff to try to figure out how to, like fix this, I guess.
Fix the city falling to the ground or fix what?
She wants to know like what's happening in the outside world in the centuries since she's been here. Any word on that?
It's awfully cold out there.
Yeah. It's very cold. The Frostmaiden has made everything very cold.
Who's the Frostmaiden?
Sort of like almost not like a very powerful witch, basically, yeah, or demigod, something along those lines. We're not entirely sure.
We're trying to figure out a way to stop her. You wouldn't happen to know of a way, would you?
No, but hey, while you're here, so I understand like I can't fix what happened, but I'm trying to work on restoring Yithrin to its past glory. I believe the crash has something to do with the broken obelisk, which you, I believe,
Yeah. The obsidian obelisk.
We saw that early on, right?
the one
It was
that's
around
covered
the
in
back,
wounds with the crack is from
Around-
the side, stretching the obelisk bubble.
3:00.
The one that guy was buried in, like the remains of.
No,
Oh,
it was
No,
on
it
around. We didn't do anything with it because it didn't have an entrance to it or anything like that. It was just
broken.
Yeah, it was
Oh, okay, yeah.
it's actually the one way back here. Let me bring this back up.
Way back at the beginning.
It's
it's
actually not back to the beginning. It is
it's about like 2:00.
Yeah, it's this one here.
Oh, okay, the one directly behind. Okay.
So just
That's
to
right.
remind you what that was all about.
It said something, right? Had something written on it. In Draconic or
A 60-foot tall obelisk of black stone, its surface covered in arcane runes, projects from the ground. A thin crack is formed on one side, stretching from the obelisk base to its middle. But yeah, you weren't able to do anything with that at the time.
we didn't understand anything about it. Okay.
But she continues. 1 second. Let me figure out what she's talking about here. One stupid book. Okay. She says that there's this dude named Larthus.
Ariel Lar.
And he sounds like a pretty bad character, but he's got this staff of power that she thinks you can use to activate the obelisk and do something there and activate the magic. So if you bring her the staff, she can maybe try to figure that out.
Did we already run into those guys? I don't think so, did we?
I think so.
I feel like we found a staff, but I don't think it was a staff of power.
I got to remember that name.
I don't have it in the bag of holding if we did, so. We'll keep an eye out for that for you.
She says, great, thanks so much. And yeah, his den is in this tower, so probably can't miss him once you find it.
All right. Okay, so shut the door behind us.
Oh, she said one more thing. If any of you want to be a brain in the jar, she can definitely do that ritual for you.
And we'll keep that in mind as well.
It does result in the liquefaction of your body.
Yeah, I think for now, I think I'll stick with the way.
Can we get cool armor like yours?
No, that's separate.
Never mind then.
Yeah,
Thank you.
All right, go back to and go to the door that was straight, I guess.
Yep. This irregularly shaped room contains 6 staffs stored in racks along its walls with room for 1 more.
All right. Can I investigate the staffs to see if I can tell what they are? If they're just like regular, if they're magical or anything?
Sure.
Do I need to do Arcana? What do I need to do here?
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe we'll let Dill do it.
I'm saying, I'm sitting here.
Speak. You can't just stand there and point at yourself. You have to say something.
Happy to do it. Oh, that's a nat 20, baby. That's a nat 20.
All right.
Need my +7.
So the first staff is a straight stick of pale ash with a stern-looking owl's head carved onto its top. Staff 2 is a smooth, polished length of blue-tinted wood that is as strong as steel, with black veins running through it and an octopus carved on its top. Staff 3 is made of translucent purple glass, which splits into 3 branches at the top that circle around one another to form hollow spiral with an orb of lighter purple glass tucked inside it. Staff 4 is carved from a golden lascar wood with carvings of fish swimming upriver along its length. Staff 5 is made of weir wood, a hardy substance similar to oak. Its shaft is gnarled and twisted, its top carved to resemble a human hand grasping a snake. And Staff 6 is made of chardolin and is suffused with Netherese magic. And with a 20, while you realize that it would allow you, while holding the staff, you would be immune to the frightened and poison conditions. But obviously, it is chardolin, and you know what the price of that is.
Yeah.
So the other 5 just appear to be just arcane focuses for spellcasters that are just decorative, but
we don't know for sure.
correct.
Until you pick it up.
Can you do the detect magic thing on them?
I mean, I'm going to assume that they're going to pop positive. It's not going to tell me much about them, though. Because it doesn't define the magic. It just says that, yes, there are radiating magic.
Or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we want to risk touching one of these?
I do.
Then go for it.
He's too curious. He's going to pick up the owl one. The first one, I think, was owl.
The first one was a stern-looking owl's head carved into its top.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just it feels like a pretty well-made staff. You enjoy holding it. It's a bit big for you.
Yeah.
In your current form.
I'm not looking like Valin anymore, obviously.
Yeah, I figured you went back to yourself.
So I don't feel any different picking this one up.
No.
You know you want to keep going. Just do it.
All right. I'll do the fish swimming upstream. I think it was the 4th one.
It was in fact the 4th one.
See, I'm not just ignoring you.
I will tell you to save us time. The first 5 are just fancy staff.
Just fancy looking. They're just
and
pretty.
Then it's just the chardolin one that is the you're gonna
that
corrupt.
You can see at the moment, recognize that it has an additional.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the second one? I forget.
Second one was the octopus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Second one was the octopus.
Third one was the purple kind of crystal and
purple glass.
Purple glass.
5th one is the
weir
wood, which is similar to oak, and it has a hand grasping a snake.
I didn't even write them down. I was just trying to picture it in my head. But I didn't like the hand grasping the snake scared the crap out of me. It was the worst one.
Well, at least
I
you
heard the
think
shot.
it's a snake. Wink.
Ayo.
Staff gives self-pleasure. Come on, you know you want the staff of self-pleasure, Dale. Take it.
That's the one I was born with. I'm looking at some of these other ones.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know that I can like keep any of these. They're so big.
That's what she said. Thank you, Tony.
No, how don't you ever?
Even when he's not here, he's just coming in with the hot take.
The
that
little
none of us got from my
subtlety.
Yes, all the subtlety. He just yeah. All right. Are we going to take these, or are we just going to leave them and keep moving?
I say we just leave them.
All right.
Okay.
So we had. There was nothing else in that room, right? Yeah, just okay. So back out to the hallway. So we went a couple of lefts to get to those two, and then so we go the other way further down. That was
So if you go down, which is now to your left, you find a long hallway. And at the end of the hallway, you see a window, and in front of the window is the pile of ash with the robes of the Magan that you killed from the end.
oh, okay. So we went up to where he was at.
That's
Okay.
where he was overlooking you from.
All right. I take a bag over and replenish my ash that we used just in case we need some more dead people.
All right, fair enough.
So, and then we head back. All right. So we've gotten all the lefts, and then we got the one.
So you've cleared out all of the doors that I mentioned to you in this area.
Okay. So we've cleared everything in that behind the first doorway.
Yep.
All the way back to the original room. Okay. So we head back to the original room then where the people are partying and move on to the next door on the right.
So the next door on that same side?
Yeah. Just keep moving around the room. Or the next door that would have been, you said there was 3 doors to the right.
Yep.
Yeah.
You enter this room. Well-dressed revelers mill about, talking loudly to each other while servants carry bottles of wine and spirits around to refill their cups. Behind a rectangular counter, a bald, pale-skinned humanoid serves wine from an ornate bottle.
So can I do like a perception check? Do these look like projections? Do they look like real? Are these people like alive? Because I know we've had several things where like it's projected like.
This is the part of the movie where in Ghostbusters where Egon walks up and starts poking people to make sure if they're ghosts or not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna poke them. I just want to like see if all these people are real or if it's like a memory or a projection or something, some sort of illusion.
So you're just rolling perception?
Whatever you said, whatever would be.
Perception is with the eyes, and investigation is when you poke them.
I want to start with perception.
Okay.
Because it's way better than my investigation anyway. So, 22. Tony, one night on a planning open bar. You guys' priorities.
They, from what you can see, seem like real people in this space.
Okay.
I was just looking to make sure there wasn't anything that you might see that's weird about them, but.
Okay, and none of them are paying us any mind, really.
No, they're just having a grand old time.
Okay,
Is
And
it
there's
strange that
no-
this whole city like is a disaster zone, and then these guys are in here having a blast?
Apparently, behind the barrier, they survived. I guess so. For like literally, hasn't the city been here for like almost like 1,000 years or something? Wasn't that the whole
I mean, I
thing?
guess, yeah.
Okay. Is there no other exits from this room?
So on the back wall, there is a passageway that leads north. If you were to walk through there, you would see a door that you would understand leads back to the main hall. So that would be the third door on the right.
Oh, so that would be our third door on the right. Okay. I'm gonna go up to the bartender
Okay.
and ask him. So what are you guys celebrating?
He just looks at you and smiles and says, "Life." And we'll end there for tonight.
Okay.
All right. So, good news. You guys get to level up for next week.
Nice.
But not you, Tony.
No,
Yep,
you're
you weren't here.
You didn't do diddly squat this week. No, you
You
get
did get a long rest in, Tony.
Yep, you got a long rest and a level up, so you're good to go.
Level
Thanks
9,
to
yeah.
Magic Lasso for hanging out. Thanks to Gordon for hanging out. Thanks to
Big Daddy, John.
Big Daddy, yeah,
Ross.
getting up there. I think that was everybody who was in the chat, at least. Big John, Big Daddy Ross. Glad you were able to see at least some of the live stream. I know you like that. Have a good time doing that. Appreciate you guys for dealing with our silliness. I hope you get
This
some.
was an exciting one. We spent like half of it just like talking in circles.
I would say working out a puzzle, but okay.
I believe JP, you're not going to be here next week, but hopefully Tony is back. So unless someone else has a conflict, we will be back with a different group of 3 to continue this journey and march towards the end. We're getting pretty close to the finale, so bear with us while we do that. And in the meantime, never turn your back on
Bartender?
Bring in a jar.
A barrier.
anything from now on. All right, bye.